Mr. Rose!
And welcome to our Morning Throners podcast.
I'm Nelson.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Glow.
And I'm special guest Jared.
Jared is my brother, Nelson's brother, and he will be special guesting because he was visiting for the weekend when we watched the episode. So he'll be joining us for the first part, the knee-jerk reactions.
We're the fucking Morning Throners! Alright, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Morning Throners. This is following episode 4 of season 8, and I am heartbroken, to say the least.
Best episode yet.
Great episode.
Definitely a good episode.
I hope you weren't a part of the people who saw the spoilers early in the day.
Yeah.
That's a fucking crime.
That's messed up. Yeah,
that's a shitty spoiler right there.
One of my friends texted me, I guess it was around 2, and was like, yo, I hope you didn't see the spoilers. And I was like, don't say a word to me. I'm not going on social media for the rest of the day. The spoilers.
That's a crime.
The spoiler he saw, he said he saw like a full 30-second to minute-long clip of that part at the end with Melisandre, or Missandei.
I'm gonna murder you if you just...
Melisandre's gone, so
mixing up her...
there's no point to even ever say her name again. So, and now Missandei is too, so...
Yo, hold up. I want to get Glow and Jeff, you guys' reaction. Nelson thought Grey Worm was going to charge the castle alone. And I did not see that happening at all.
I
there's
thought
no
he would
chance.
get really angry and maybe even scream, but there was no way.
What was he
gonna
gonna
do? Just catch an arrow to the chest? Like, don't be
Well,
stupid.
I was thinking,
I thought Daenerys was going to hop on Drogon. Really?
No, she's not stupid either. Honestly,
She's
why did
kinda
Cersei not just shoot them right there? Shoot them all.
I mean,
They're in
at least take a couple pot shots at Drogon after you slice Missandei.
The episode ends there, so we can't say that doesn't really happen.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like it did.
Daenerys is walking away pretty confidently.
Pretty pissed.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into scores. And let's say, so we did a midweek that not as many people watched, so we'll just cover that real quick. A lot of us, after rewatching episode 3, mainly me, really wanted to downgrade the score. I'm not about downgrading the scores once you see it, because our scores are off gut reaction, and I gave it a 9-1, so I'm going to leave it there.
I think I gave it a 9-1 too.
I think if I was actually rating it now, it would be
8-7.
nah, episode wise, awesome action wise, 9-1 can stay there, but story, anything making sense, it's 5 something.
Yeah,
This
Come on.
This episode was great. I can't think of anything that didn't make sense. The one thing
We
I
have to
love
rewatch it.
I mean,
I will have to rewatch
there's
it.
always that one thing that's out there, and it's that they're traveling hundreds of miles in hours.
Well, if you see it, Rhaegal's wing is a little bit more healed, so I think
bullshit.
I don't think it's
Bullshit.
hours. I don't think
believe
it's
that
hours.
at all.
Here's why
His wing's still fucked up.
I think
It's not fully healed, but it is somewhat healed.
there was literally a point where, and I think this is why I really loved this episode, when they were like, okay, our plan is we're going to do this, you do this, and then they say, okay, Dany and the Unsullied and all them are going to go back to Dragonstone. And I'm like, there's no way Cersei just left Dragonstone empty. I'm like, that is so stupid. This is the show being stupid again. And then when they actually get there, and Rhaegal gets that fucking thing in its neck, and I'm like, I was literally yelling, this makes sense. This makes sense. I wasn't happy about anything. I was just happy that Cersei was there and the showrunners weren't stupid.
Pause. Why did he get the arrows and the one that fucking Dany was on got nothing? How did he get out of there and not hit at all?
Because we need Dany.
Well, the injury
Plot
made him
armor.
less agile. The injury made him less agile.
We need Dany. I mean, Dany flying right at them and then getting
So
away
stupid.
is ridiculous. I thought that was a spoiler. I thought Dany was dying.
Drogon.
I was like,
almost-
points for me, because I called up...
I was
I think I was
almost going
fine.
to cry.
Drogon just got some great lateral speed. He just got left and right. He went from
All right,
north south
back
to east west.
back into what we were here for. Give it your rating, Nelson. You talked enough about
All right,
what you give it to us.
This is definitely the best episode of the season. Maybe best episode of Game of Thrones
You're crazy.
ever.
No.
There's no fight scenes, but everything makes sense. I love all
Again,
the
it
interactions.
doesn't need to have a fight scene to be great.
And that's why I'm
There's
saying
better episodes.
9-6. I can't think of anything I want in this episode I didn't get. This is a great save from last week. Again, first watch, and maybe I'm going to hate myself when I come back midweek and I want to drop that score 2 points.
I think you're giving it way too high. Of a
I
score.
love this episode. I love this episode.
I liked the episode. I didn't love it as... I mean...
I love everything with Jamie in the episode. We've been waiting for this forever, and then all of a sudden, just like the punch in the gut with, no, the fuck you, we're not staying with Brienne. I'm actually a fucked up guy. The Rhaegal death out of nowhere.
Save some of this conversation for the chronological order.
I'm just
you
saying.
gave your score.
That's why.
Let's move on.
That's why.
I appreciate you.
What are your
Let's move on.
scores? What are your scores, Jeff? Though?
I respect that it's a really good episode too, and I'm gonna say 9-3. It pretty much makes sense. It's good. Some of the reunions continued, which I liked.
And goodbyes.
Some of the goodbyes. It set us up. Again, it was a really good episode that set us up for more going forward.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so
I'd give it a 9-1. A couple small reasons, like I wish they would have had Arya and Sansa's reaction a little bit more after he tells them.
That's a good point.
Also, I don't know why he's like, just send Ghost up north. We don't feel like paying for CGI.
That's true.
No,
Yeah.
he's going to keep fucking Ghost. That pissed me off, so that deducted points.
I want to get into... I don't want John to leave us, but I want to get into this conversation.
All right, well,
let me give you this.
We still have to cover death. We still have to cover death predictions. So let's do that real quick.
Wait, let me give you my rating because I'm here for this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jared, let's
I'd
go.
give this episode probably. I mean, at best.
Hold on, stop, real quick. Why don't you rate first three for us?
First three?
First three first, and then rate this one.
All right. Well, the first episode I kind of followed you guys. I mean, I'm a long-time listener. Long time.
Award-winning listener.
The first one,
Long-time
probably,
listener, first-time
probably
caller.
about a 7. Probably about a 7. You know,
Okay.
it was an average episode. You know, I don't want to go into details.
Rookie
It just
score,
take too
though.
long. The second one, I disagree with Jeff. I agreed with you, even though I hate you. And it was a great episode. All those
That
reunions
being
were
me.
fantastic, dude. Brienne, all them drinking together. Gendry, dude, everybody. Gendry, fucking Arya, all of it. That's got to be like for me, that's like a 9-2. The Battle of Winterfell, I'd give it like an 8-7, only because on my TV it looked terrible. And I really
that would play a huge role.
You guys touched on the fact that when they first ran the army, they rushed. All of our favorite people were on the front line, and we lost none of them. That I could not reconcile that one. Now this episode, I'd give it maybe an 8-5.
What?
Yeah, I can't go where you guys are going. I thought it was a good connector episode, but as a standalone piece, it was okay. It was good at best.
I think that's one thing I'm struggling with too. Is like I'm not thinking of these as standalone episodes. I'm putting them like this one was a great build off of the Battle of Winterfell.
I think
you know.
I know we're gonna cover it chronological, but here's just another reason. Like, there's so many times this episode I would just get in the Game of Thrones like tinglies in me, and when Gendry stands up and he's talking to the Hound, he's like, I need to go find Arya, and the Hound's being the Hound. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna fuck. I love Gendry, I love Arya, I want them to be together. And then when Dany makes him official, I'm like, that's it. They can't be together. That's not her. I was saying to these guys, I was like, that's not her. That's not her. They literally can't be together anymore. And then it happened, and I was just like, that whole time, I was just like, getting goosebumps. And
You were just happy that you were right. That you.
I called that, man.
That's the only thing you
I
cared
love
about.
when it makes sense. I love when there's callbacks. She told Nymeria, that's not you last time, and now that's not me. Now, I love it. I don't know. And yeah, I'm going to say one more thing. With the whole Ghost Go North, no shot we see Nymeria. That is definitely the writers telling us we can't afford it.
That is the only thing I can think about why it kind of works is that it's Jon saying goodbye to himself as a Stark or himself as a Snow.
Yeah, he's kind of
That's
giving
the
up
only
everything.
parallel that I can pull, and it's the worst fucking decision ever. Because he's been with Ghost for so fucking long.
Yeah, but he's been with Sam almost as long, and he gives up
Fuck
Sam too,
Sam.
right?
Fuck Sam, that crying little bitch.
He's not giving up Sam. Isn't Sam going to be
Sam's
fucking
going
Lord
to
of wherever?
Horn Hill with his pregnant wildling wife.
Yeah, but
I
Yeah,
don't like Sam anymore.
His fat, pregnant wildling wife. Now, before I gotta go here, I want to ask you guys a question. What do you guys think about the fact that we didn't see Jon tell them, "I'm Aegon"? He said, "Bran, share the news," and it just cut away because that was a bit of an
I
upset
hate
in
that
this
too.
reading, yeah.
That's
why
why.
would
That's
we
why I
not-
didn't like the episode. Like, why can't they just show us that? I want to see their reaction.
Yeah.
I want to see what they talk about.
And then same thing with Sansa and Tyrion. Like, give us a little bit of what they're talking. Give us
That's the
some
good
dialogue.
Stuff. That's the good stuff.
I was going to ask if that bothered you as much too, because that one kind of goes like we know how it goes, and it's also like Sansa, come on, you literally just swore.
I actually thought for a second like Sansa was going to say herself. Like, what if it's me and you?
Yeah.
That
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
cool.
But yeah, she's just a rat.
Yeah, she's a little snake in the grass.
Yeah.
I no longer like Sansa. I just gave her props for getting cooler, and she just dove back down to being a bitch.
All right. Anything else, Jared, before you head out?
What's your prediction? Who's sitting on the Iron Throne?
Okay.
So first of all, I guess I gotta add, I had a prediction that's really unpopular, but he said Jeff brought it up. Sansa kills Cersei. That's what's up. That's happening.
Yeah,
I'd fuck with that.
Jeff said that, and Glow was like, "How would Sansa beat Cersei?"
No. I said
it wouldn't be in like single hand
1-on-1.
combat.
Yeah,
She'd be
yeah.
in like chains and come in and like slit her throat.
Yeah, like what the
Which would
Mountain
be
did to
awesome.
Missandei. Rip.
So, I mean, I'm going to ignore who I want on the throne because it's over this point. It can't happen. I think, based on the fact that I think you guys have said before, the show's going to Hollywood, totally agree. I think for that exact reason, somehow Jon and Dany are going to be on the throne together. I don't know.
That's why Jarnell's the man. I'm kind of a fan because I like Daenerys.
I think they're. And one of the main theories at this point with like how the show's going to end is, so there's like three main theories. I'm going to cover real quick before we let Jared go. One, somehow Night King comes back. I think after this, there was three main theories before this episode. I think that one's kind of gone.
Can all four of us agree that's dead?
That one's definitely dead. Night King, any threat like
That
that. is definitely dead.
storyline's done.
That's like a big thing people have asked me when I'm like walking downtown and they're like, "Hey, you're a Morning Throner. Like, what do you think about this part? Do you think the White Walkers are gone?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course they're gone."
Yeah,
Like,
because you get stopped all the time.
Jeff, Morning Throners? Oh my god!
I'm just walking through town.
Are you
and-
Jeff? Downtown Collegeville?
downtown Collegeville, and it's like, no, it probably happened twice. My one roommate asked me, I'm like, no, like, come on, what are they gonna do? Why would they bring it back? That would just ruin everything that Arya did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before this episode, I thought there was a small chance they could do that. I don't think so anymore. So now there's like two main ways this goes. Cersei's the bad guy, and it's just what we thought: good guys versus bad guys. Or another way, which I think they're kind of hinting at in this episode: Dany goes Mad Queen on us.
Yeah, no, I can see that too. You can see she's emotionally unstable, and Varys is kind of hinting at that right now.
I want it. I think.
Yep.
I don't want that to happen. I like Dany as a character. I don't really get the character change all of a sudden. Like, she's a great
She
ruler,
won't.
and then all of a sudden she becomes super... Like, she's becoming more of a dick recently. And
She might go, like, a little bit crazy, like, with anger. But then again, I think Jon's going to be there, just like Tyrion said, to calm her down. And, like, it's going to be...
I mean, I think it all stems from her losing Selmy. I mean, from there, she listened to him, and he was a voice of reason all the time. Once he died, she kind of listened
And-
to Tyrion,
and
but not
Jorah.
really. Yeah, and then
Jorah.
Jorah too. So she's basically lost two of her main
But
anchors,
then again...
and then
since-
she doesn't listen to Tyrion either.
Then again, since Olenna told her, like, stop being a sheep and start being a dragon, she's been a dragon. And, again, has it paid off? Probably a little bit, but not completely.
Yes, she's lost 2 dragons since then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but back to what Glow's saying, like, she lost Barristan, she lost Jorah. In that first scene, and we'll go right into the chronological from this, we'll let Jared go, but in that first scene, like, everybody's having fun. Dany doesn't really have any friends. And I was saying to these guys, where's Missandei? She's
got
Dany's
some
friend.
friends.
And
She's got some
now,
friends.
she
She's
doesn't.
got Grey Worm, too. I mean, Grey Worm's probably not too great of a friend.
How fun is talking to Grey Worm?
I just said that.
Okay.
All right, hold up. Before I go, I gotta ask you guys, podcast or not, when Tyrion walked up to the castle, they had all the whatever it was, archers, all that shit. Would you have rather he died or Melisandre?
Tyrion. I thought Tyrion was almost kind of sacrificing himself so that Daenerys would go all out and just burn the fucking thing
Nelson
to the
said
ground.
out loud during a little watch party, he said, if Tyrion dies, it shows that Cersei's willing to kill innocents.
Well, they said when they were in the War Council, Dany says, we're going to prove that we're not the ones who, like, blew first blow. And
Right.
that's why they showed up there. So I think, I mean, obviously, if Missandei dies, that they prove that. But if Tyrion dies too, and they just, like, shoot him down while they're trying to have peaceful communications...
But honestly, does anyone in King's Landing care about Missandei of North? No.
No.
Maybe they like start thinking like, oh shit, Tyrion.
But if
You know what I
Tyrion
mean?
died, this episode would go to a 9-5.
But I don't think it's
That'd
the-
be huge.
That would be crazy.
I don't think it's
That
the
would've been
person.
great.
Crazy.
That
I don't
would've
think
been
it's
good.
the person who died. I think it's just the fact that Cersei's willing to kill somebody in cold blood. Like, who can't fight
Her
back.
own brother. Her own brother, too.
Yeah.
Dude, I was on the edge of my seat, waiting for her to like put her hand down and it just be like fire.
Well,
and,
also,
like, just like
when she
a
did
cold
this,
call fire.
when she did this, I didn't know that this wasn't the symbol. Like when she closed her fist, I did not know that that wasn't the symbol for fire. Like she went open.
Well, it's
think
normally
actually-
this. It's normally
like
throw your hand
Yeah,
forward.
it's
hand
like
forward.
arrow shooting.
Okay.
Loose.
All right. Well, we've been going a decent amount of time. We still got to go chronological, so we're gonna let Jared go, and then we're gonna
Peace,
get into
Jared.
chronological.
Boys, it was a fun time.
Jared, thanks for joining.
Hey, no problem. Good luck, boys.
See ya.
That was the voice of Jared. We love it when a listener comes in and can join us on the air.
Quickly, before we get in the chronological order, we have to do the death pool thing.
Death pool, party time.
I feel pretty good. I still feel. I don't. I don't feel very good anymore. I thought I was gonna have a couple. I thought, and I think it would have been cooler if it happened, but I won't say it right now. Nelson gets Regal and Miss Sunday.
Yeah, and we were just saying this. It's too late to change the scoring system, but we might have made this a little bit tricky for a late time comeback with the scoring system we went to. Glow, especially, with the only person with episode 6 picks.
Let's go. I'm definitely getting
so-
dubs.
I don't
Dubs
think
all
it-
day.
I don't think it's guaranteed for sure.
But I don't
Even
think-
if he gets
yeah.
it, the season 6 or the episode 6 guess, he gets up to 14. We're not out of striking distance.
What do you
For
mean?
sure.
I have two
I've got-
sixes, and I can get 20 out of that.
Here's the thing: if Cersei's gonna die, she's dying next episode.
Dude, could be executioner block. Executioner's block.
Hold on. Let me read through who we got so people know who we're talking about
All
here.
right, go ahead.
All right, so my team, who I've got dead is Night King, Rhaegal, Missandei for a total of 7 points. I have left John, Jamie, Bran in the mountain, and Gilly, who all, if they died, I'd only get 1 point because I already guessed the episode wrong. The only bonus points I could get were Qyburn and the Hound. Glow, he's got Jorah Theon. He nailed them both for episodes, so he's got 10 points. Those are his only 2 deaths, though. He's actually least deaths, but highest points. He's got left Bronn, Dany, Tormund, Drogon, Arya, Tyrion, and the only 2 episodes he could get right are Varys and Cersei. He has them both picked for episode 6. Jeff's the last one. He's got Ed, Melisandre, and Beric dead already. He only guessed Beric's episode right, so he got the bonus points for that, giving him a total of 9 points. Left, he has Grey Worm, Podrick, Ghost, Gendry. All of those, he already guessed the episode wrong, so 1 point max for each. And then he has Brienne, Euron, and Sam all dying next episode.
Blood, baby. I need it. I think
it's close.
It is close, and I like that. I think it is close. I think it would have been close the other way too.
Hold on, we got to go chronological. We took a lot
We're
of time.
wasting too much
Let's go
time.
now. Let's start chronological now. Go ahead,
All
Jeff.
right.
What we got?
All right, we start off right away with a lot of goodbyes. We're at the pyre scene. It starts with Jorah and Daenerys, and then Sansa and Theon, and then it's pretty much everybody there. We see Ed, we see Lyanna, see some Dothraki, whatever, and they all burned. We need to spend too much time on it. I think it's a good kind of goodbye to everyone
Cool opening.
that
Yeah.
died.
First good scene is
Next scene up.
the party scene.
Yeah, going
Yeah,
right
everyone's
into it.
drinking.
Everyone's in the Great Hall, which I think this is what you expect. This is kind of like after the game. Like,
Yeah.
all right, you might lick your wounds a little bit. You got some bruises, but then like if you won, this is what happens. You're in the Great Hall.
You're celebrating.
You're celebrating.
Everyone's having sex. Everyone's getting drunk.
Perfect example. Oh fuck, Nelson just tore his ACL, but shit, we just beat Millersville in 5 overtimes. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of feeling. Like, yeah, we lost some, but we just got the big dub, so it's okay.
Sure. Yeah, we didn't lose too much that day, but we.
You're a dick, Jeff.
He was my coach at the time too, not even a teammate. That's a coach
Oh
saying
my
he doesn't
God.
care about a player getting hurt.
What a dick.
I'm just.
All right,
kidding.
so during that scene, Gendry's looking for Arya. He talks to the Hound about it, and as he's leaving,
How about it?
Daenerys
Like,
is
he's
like-
looking for Arya hard.
He's horny.
he loathes
He
her.
is.
He is
does.
horny, and he loathes her.
But this is like one of the smartest moves by Daenerys, and this is why, 1, she's a smoke. 2, she's not stupid. Like, she knows she's creating a really I don't know how strong of an ally it would be, but it's a major castle, and
She
she's
even
she's
says to-
locking it up.
She even says to Tyrion, like, You're not the only one that's clever.
Right, yeah. Like, she's
Yeah.
good. What I don't like is Sansa giving her side eye still. Like, there's some real bad trust issues there.
I mean, I don't know if you're Sansa.
Which
Yeah, I don't know.
like, what does Sansa want? She just wants to be in the North. Take it.
Yeah, I'm trying to
You're
put
good.
myself. I'm trying to put myself in Sansa's shoes and understand why she's not.
She doesn't want a Southern Lord dictating what they do, because all the Southern Lords have done is taking the North into battles that they don't need to be in and destroying their family.
But if Sansa just plays that, like, oh, let's be like, they were having a good time when they had that that actual like sit down conversation, the two of them.
Right.
They were like getting along. Like, if she just plays that, like, I don't think if she's like, if Dany says, hey, I need the North to raise taxes by 10%, and Sansa's like, come on, we can't afford it, times are hard, make it 6. I think Dany could, like, it's better to build a relationship than to just be completely cold.
Right, yeah. Like, alright, so you're going to be cold with her? Let's say she does win. Are you just going to fight her the first thing that goes bad? Like, it just doesn't make sense from her point of view. One thing I thought was cool was once they start drinking to Gendry, one of the North people says, to the Dragon Queen. You know what I mean? Says it.
I didn't hear that.
I have it up right here. I'll try and find it.
I think you should be Lord of Storm's End.
That can't be, I'm a bastard.
No. You are Lord Gendry Baratheon of Storm's End. The lawful son of Robert Baratheon. Because that is what I have made you.
To Lord Gendry Baratheon of Storm's End.
Fuck, I thought it was right here. Hold on.
Wrong.
No.
Jeff's wrong.
Shut the
Mark
fuck up.
it wrong.
No.
Mark it
now
wrong.
we're staying here. Shut the fuck up. Listen.
Just like Ghost
Shut
being
the fuck
alive.
up.
Wrong.
It's got to be in there somewhere. I don't doubt you. There were a few hurrahs.
Fuck. It's coming.
Go on, I believe in you.
We have to celebrate our victory. Vomiting is not celebrating. Yes, it is. To the Dragon Queen!
Yeah, Tormund says it.
Fuck you, Glow, you little bitch!
Tormund says it. That doesn't count.
But the best quote, maybe of the entire episode, was right before that.
Yeah, I agree.
Vomiting isn't celebrating. Yes, it is. That's just like my college career summed up in 3 words with yes, it is.
Yeah. So there's some little conversations between the hurrahs there. Bran and Tyrion, maybe?
Well, before that, we get Tyrion playing his game. Like, they cut to them. Tyrion has explained this game like 4 times throughout the series. I just guess something. If I'm right, you drink. If I'm wrong, I drink. We don't even. He doesn't have to explain it. They cut to him, and I know exactly what they're doing.
So did I. Yeah.
Awesome.
They're drinking.
Love it. This episode is so good. I have a smile on my face now.
Cool
Still. Another thing, my boy Hickey, and if anybody knows Hickey, you'll know why he found this. When Tormund comes up and sits down next to the Hound after Jaime steals her and takes her out, in the background, Pod walks out with like 2 or 3 girls on his arm.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw 2 girls on his arm.
Hickey was like, is that
Because the
Pod?
one girl,
How about Pod
well,
just
Sandor, or
drinking to the virgin question?
But he's not,
the
though.
Hound scared a girl off, and that girl went right to Pod.
Yeah.
And he already had a girl on his arm.
But he drinks, so that's the thing. He drinks to the virgin question, but he's not. Because he fucks all those, when Tyrion gives him all the money in King's
No,
Landing.
he drinks because he's like, oh my god, this is an awkward question.
Okay. Like, because he knows about Brienne.
Yeah.
There's a.
He's
Well,
like,
it's
well-
funny because when you can tell a few times, like when he's like, you've danced with Renly Baratheon, and Pod knows, and Brienne looks like she's gonna lie because she doesn't want to drink, but she like looks she's like, fuck, Pod knows, and, like looks at him and like drinks anyway.
There's a lot of that, and like Brienne says it to Tyrion, like you've been married, and he looks at Jaime. He's like, well, fuck it, drink. Like, it's
So basically the part of that, Jaime sneaks out. The part of this, let's just try and wrap up the important part of the scenes. Jaime goes with Brienne.
Daenerys
the Hound
is scared. Daenerys is fucking scared.
Yeah, so
She has no friends around
I thought
her.
it was just that she had no friends and she felt lonely, but in the after episode, it makes sense. She's realizing everyone thinks Jon's
Loves
a great
Jon.
leader. Yeah,
Everyone loves Jon.
and it's about this whole So why don't we go from there? So Tyrion talks to Bran and says like, Bran just pulls some classic Bran again. We get nothing useful.
Bran
He's like,
is the worst.
what we
the
get
Lord
from
of
Bran
Winterfell.
is that his wheelchair is designed after somebody who lived 120 years ago. Wow, great revelation, Bran. Thank God you're looking up useful shit in the past.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I really enjoyed this, Jay. Go fuck yourself, Bran. Like, is that what you did during the fucking battle?
He's like,
when
he's
they were
looking up
beyond the
wheelchair
wall?
improvements. He's like, I can get
Yeah.
Nos on this puppy.
Oh, how can I get up a hill better?
Yeah.
I need better traction on my wheels. Well, let's see what they did in Dorne 120 years ago.
So the main thing that comes out of this are the three love scenes. Gendry, I think Bran, and then the Dany Jon one. So let's
Yeah.
go to the Gendry one first. We kind of touched this
Because
already.
that does happen first, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
I think so.
I'm fast,
I think it does.
I'm fast forwarding through. Oh wait, cool reunion quick before Gendry. It's really quick right before is Sansa and the Hound. Kind of like just a little reunion. Just like a little bird, ugly hound conversation, and
again, the Hound just doesn't pull his punch, and he's like, "I heard you got broke in. I heard you got broke in hard." And I'm like, man, that's fucking a horrible thing to say. Who was raped to somebody who was raped, and then he's like, if you would have come with me, that wouldn't happen. She's kind of like, I'm glad it happened. Like it made me who I am now.
I'm tougher, I guess.
But
I don't know how
also,
tough she actually is,
but also, I don't really buy that argument that if I would have gone with you, I wouldn't have become the person I am now. Like, guess what? Your sister went with him, and she's a badass.
She ended up. Well, one, she probably could have gotten stolen because the Hound was laying on a ditch dead. Like, thank God Arya was a badass. What's Sansa gonna do in
that
the forest?
situation? Yeah,
she's
she's
getting
not...
taken by some.
She probably just throws herself into Brienne's arms at that point. Like, oh, thank God you're here to save me, my knight in shining armor. All right,
No doubt.
so yeah, cool part.
My female knight in shining armor.
So cool part. Then we
Goes
go
right into Gendry Sansa or Gendry Arya.
And again, I said this earlier in the recap, but I love this scene.
My man gets on a knee.
I
and
also
proposes.
like-
We just talked about it last time.
Yeah, we were just talking. Yeah,
That's
I was thinking that.
crazy.
Like, oh shit, he just proposed.
Wait, I don't remember talking about this. What happened?
We just talked about in the trailer.
Jeff was saying that
Euron
how they
was
don't
proposing.
propose.
I was
Oh.
like, we didn't know if they did, and we were like saying, "Is Euron proposing?" Like, nah, they're not proposing. And then Gendry, the first thing he does is gets on his knee. Which is that just because we're accustomed to that? Like, would Gendry really get on a knee? And like, I don't know if that's.
Well,
like,
there's no
maybe,
proposals.
like, I just love you. No,
Well,
he
yeah,
says, marry
I mean,
me.
Yeah, but I mean, in Game of Thrones, like world, like you said, there's normally no proposal, so we don't know how it's supposed to work. If it, like getting on a knee is a normal thing, but yeah, awesome scene. I love how Arya like shows him like, I like you, but that's not me. I'm not gonna be a mom and just live in a castle forever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm killing people.
Which I'm kind of surprised. I agree. I don't want her to just be like, okay, I'm a lady now. Like, give me a dress and. But why can't they be together and do the whole Storm's End deal?
Well, because then she has to stay there.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she has to be the lady of Storm's End. What's she gonna do? Go be an assassin while
Yeah.
she's lady of Storm's
I
End?
mean, honestly, after say she kills Cersei or whoever kills Cersei and they win, is she really just gonna just keep going off and killing random people?
No, but she's not like one to settle down. She tells, well, again, I'm not sure they're gonna cover this in the show, but what does she tell the lady in Bravos? I want to sail west of Westeros. Like she wants to do adventures. Like that's why I'm thinking like if Gendry's still a blacksmith, like they can do that shit together. But as soon as Dany makes him Lord of Storm's End, that's it. There's no chance he's with Arya anymore. And it's not just the title, lady. It's the fact that she can't do what she needs because there's like some.
All right. Well, what if Arya's pregnant right now? That kind of fucks up all of her plans.
I bet you Arya would be a big fan of the Tansy tea.
She's taking some moon tea for sure. Anything else we want to talk about that combo? It's a pretty good combo. They stay true to their characters. Arya stays true.
I really like that scene. And then next one, Jamie. I think next one's Jamie Bran, right?
Jamie and Brienne.
I love it. Super awkward.
It's really awkward.
Exactly how it was supposed to be.
Which, again, if Jamie's not drunk, like, does he really want to do this? I don't know.
I think
he kind of is just there because
I think he
she's
does.
there.
No, he talks about being jealous and whatnot. I think he does want it. He does go back to her the next night and then leave.
So there's a difference
still.
between, and it might not be. Again, I don't think that's the next night. That has to be like weeks later if we're going timeline. Because Dany has taken a boat trip down there, and then this has happened, and we got news back. So he's been with her for weeks at this point.
Right.
But yeah, when that happens, like when he's with her, I just love it. It's because she's a virgin. She doesn't know how to. She's never been in a situation like this. He's only had sex with Cersei, who's always like ripping his clothes off him for him. Like neither of them really knows what to do in the situation. And Jamie's just like, oh, it's hot, and takes off some clothes. Like, oh, it's hot, and takes off some more clothes. Like, but he can't. He doesn't have a hand. Like, it just, I love it. It's super awkward.
Never said like he even like wanted to kiss her. Like he's just hot and taking off his clothes, and then she like helps him, and they just get after each other then.
And I it's corny, and I'm not about the corny shit, but I like the line, I've never been with a knight before.
I've never been with anyone.
I've never been with anyone. And it's great because she's the first female knight ever. So then the next one, the most awkward of the love scenes, John.
And Danny. How about John just trying to play off that he's not drunk and just straight stumble?
That was funny right away.
Pretty solid stumble by John.
Maybe a little drunk.
Again, everything in this episode, when I watch it, I'm sure there'll be a few things that bug me, but I love this episode. It's so great. Just, like, every little moment is great.
Now, here's what we gotta think. What's Danny's angle now? Is she trying to play John a little bit, or is she, like, truly in love? You know what I mean? Is she trying to go up to him and be like, oh, I love you, like, don't tell anyone, be with me, because she knows that everyone's going to rally behind John, or because she truly loves him and, like, wants it to stay status quo?
Well,
like I
weird.
said, a couple, like, after the first episode, I think my theory was that, or whenever John found out, that he would kind of play it cool, because he wants to keep it status quo, and I think they truly do. Like, I think John wants to be with her and doesn't really care, but he wants to tell his siblings for whatever reason. And Daenerys would rather be like, yeah, like, all right, I'm cool with this. Like, I don't care. Just don't tell anybody. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, I think Varys brought it up later in the episode. The North, he has too much of the North in him. He doesn't want to fuck
He's making out with her. And
in this scene.
Yeah, but he's drunk. He's drunk.
No, he is enjoying
and he stops.
it.
And he stops.
Because they're about to
get
Why
else would he stop? Why else would he stop?
Because they're talking about stuff. It's like a pretty serious conversation.
So here's the thing. Danny should just bring up the thing like, marry me. It seems like...
This was my first note of the episode. Why is she so afraid of them being together?
It seems like a non-issue. It seems like that would be perfect for Danny. If she honestly loves this guy, and this guy has a better claim, then why not marry him? Like
call it a done deal. Wipe your hands. You're fine. You're the queen. He's the king, and you guys are together. She doesn't want to share. She is being a selfish bitch right now.
So she thought she would never have to get married. Even when she ruled Marine, she married his daughter. So that's what blows my mind. Varys says that, or Tyrion says that, and says, like, she doesn't want to share. And I'm like, but she has already. Like, what was she hoping? That she was just going to have, like, a secret sex buddy, like Dario, the whole time?
I think what Tyrion said to Sansa, like, they'd make Jon warden in the north, and he would just be in the south. Just fucking Daenerys. Like, they'd continue their relationship like that. Which makes no sense. I don't understand. Like, she has a huge problem in her hand of Jon having a better claim. She could do it right now by saying, let's just be together.
Yeah.
And it solves it. And it doesn't make much sense why she doesn't want to do that. Why she wouldn't do that.
That's not an easy sell, because then you do have to convince everybody the whole aunt-uncle thing isn't crazy. But again, it's not that hard to convince because you are Targaryens. Hold on.
The only people you have to convince is Sam and Bran, because at this point, nobody knows.
No, I mean, I don't think Jon is too honorable. When they were having this
Jon had
this
to
scene
tell.
when Cersei or when Danny is telling Jon, just don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. The only thing I was thinking was the scene in the Dragon Pit when Cersei's like, all right, but I'll fight, but you have to swear not to bend the knee to Danny. Like, all Jon has to do is tell one little lie.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what Danny's asking. That's what Danny's asking. Like, just tell one little lie.
She's not even saying tell a lie. She's just saying don't say anything.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. Not telling and telling a lie is completely different things. No, it's completely different things.
I mean, I in real life, I'm gonna go with that.
Keeping a secret and telling a lie are completely different paths.
But he's got too much Ned in him too. That's how Ned got killed, because he fucking told Cersei.
Why isn't he telling everybody his honor and going by Aegon Targaryen right now?
Well, nobody's asked him.
Exactly, so it's keeping a secret.
The Sansa Arya thing, they didn't ask him, like, are you not our relative? But they're like, you're one of us. You're our brother. And
Yeah,
what's he supposed to do at that point? If he says, "Oh yeah, I am," is that the same as keeping a secret and not telling a lie? Because that's lying.
No, I don't. I just don't understand why it's so important for him to tell Sansa and Arya when, if that's how you truly feel. Like, oh no, I need to be the most honorable person ever. You need to tell everybody.
But he didn't seek them out and tell them. He was gonna do what Danny said until they were like, "We need to talk to you. You're
He
our
doesn't
brother."
even need to tear him. He doesn't even need to tell him then.
But okay, I get it. But I'm saying that's when it turns in from keeping a secret to telling a lie. When they say flat out, "You're my brother," I think that changes. A
I
little
guess
bit
at
in the
that
honor
point,
in him.
then he knows it, and it's like
The
But
honor in
even-
him is where it takes over.
But
But I
this
think
is
he was
again-
going to try and not tell anybody.
this is
until that-
again where we'll get. I want to save it for then. Can we? You just want to get going because we're gonna have to
Yeah,
revisit
so
that conversation.
yeah, so
soon.
this is the conversation that's like the tricky one. Obviously, they start it in this scene, and we see
we'll
that they're not
revisit
going to.
it twice.
Yeah,
going
so,
forward.
Yeah, with the anytime Varys is on screen, basically.
Yeah. All right. So going in, next scene is the War Council, the next War Council, where they just kind of talk about their losses and talk about their plan going forward.
Okay, one crazy thing. The only thing I think that the thing that makes least sense in this episode, somehow half the Dothraki live. That's the wildest thing.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't send all the Dothraki
We
in the
do see
beginning.
some
That's the
run
only-
back, but not
But
half.
not half.
Yeah,
Nowhere
so maybe
close
they
to
didn't
half.
send them all. And I buy
Half, and half the Unsullied are alive.
even that I don't buy, but we do see a lot of the Unsullied inside the castle walls after they fall back.
Hold on.
So I kind of buy some of
Yeah.
that.
They said that even with the Golden Company, the numbers are pretty much even now.
Which is wild.
They had brought 20,000 men.
And they
No,
already
they
have
bought
the
10.
Iron Fleet. So the 20,000 plus the Iron Fleet equals Danny's.
It's a lot of people. I don't know. I'd have to.
Yeah, I don't know how they have that
I'd
many
have to
people.
double
It doesn't
check their
make
math.
sense.
And the Unsullied at this point have to be even way less than half after the ship attack.
Yeah. So the only thing that really happens then is like Daenerys is like, "No, we're going to fight them," and Arya and Sansa are like, "Hold on, let's relax." Which they should have relaxed.
I don't understand why Daenerys needs to have the.
They should
The
have.
throne
They
right
should have
now,
chilled.
like-
They need to get healthy.
100%.
You need to get healthy.
That's bad general being a general.
And the other
right there.
stupid thing is splitting up. You get nothing from splitting up right
Well,
now. Why are we splitting up?
Maybe they don't have the ships. That's the only thing. I agree
Walk!
with you. Huh?
Everyone should go down the King's Road.
I got you. Yeah, so the one thing
You
again,
don't. The one thing I said last one is you don't want to see the Iron Fleet in the open water. That's the
true.
one thing you don't want. That's the one strength that they have. Sure, they have the Golden Company now. Maybe if the Golden Company was walking up to King's Road, it'd be a little bit differently. But then again, your strength is not where it's at right now. You need to stay together. It made
Yeah.
no sense that they split up.
Jeff is totally right about that.
I didn't like that they split up at all.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid.
What are they doing at Dragonstone? Why are they going to Dragonstone?
They didn't really say why.
well, Dragonstone is really close to King's Landing. It is a good spot to hold right near King's Landing. But when they had that plan, my first thought is there is no shot in hell that Cersei hasn't taken Dragonstone.
I mean,
That doesn't make
Daenerys
any
really
sense.
walked up on it the first time and nobody was there.
That made no sense either. And that I had a big problem when she did that because that makes no sense. Because even Jaime tells Cersei ahead of time that he knows Dany's going to try and land there. So why are you not ready?
And how about the new Prince of Dorne coming in and
That was the only other thing I really didn't like. You just have to, at this point in the show, you have to pretend like Dorne never existed. They fucked it up so bad, you have to just pretend like it never
Yeah.
existed. Completely.
oh man,
Who's in Dorne
Because
right
who's
now?
the next Prince of Dorne?
Just the
Trystane
new
is
prince.
dead. Dorne's
It's just
dead.
the new
Is it
prince.
Quentin? Is it Quentin?
No, it's probably just another person.
Tristane's dead
They
and
might
Dorne's
make
dead.
it-
So there's
It's
no
probably
more.
like a Martell cousin. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked. But
If
Yeah.
the Dornish army shows up late as like a secret army to help Dany's team, I'm gonna be pissed because they fucked up Dorne and they can't just bring them back like that.
yeah,
I
I'd
don't
agree.
like that. That's the one thing I don't like. But I do like the whole, oh, we're gonna go to Dragonstone, it'll be fine, and then it's not fine. That because in my head when they said in the battle plans, I was like, that's not like if this works, it's another huge oversight by the showrunners.
Yeah, but it's a shitty fucking plan. Why don't they know that it should be taken over?
Yeah, it's just that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Episode
Okay,
3
so-
all over again. Bullshit. Deduct points.
All right, so we're in the Weirwood Forest now.
And we kind of covered it. It's the Sansa Arya.
Like, who are you
Bran.
loyal to? Like, you're our family, blah blah blah. You're our brother. No, you really are. You're our brother. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm not
There's
sure.
one really good line in this scene, and
Feed it.
and it's when Bran, when they say that to Jon, and he's like, "I've never been a Stark," and they're like, "You're our brother," and Bran's like, it's your decision, or like you can tell him if you want, or something like that.
He said
It's your choice.
It's your
Choice.
choice.
And I'm just like, oh my god. John,
And
there's
this
no
is
way.
again
At that
where-
point, Bran is saying, John, it's your choice. Are you going to lie to your sisters or not? It's
And
not
this
like, are
is
you going to keep
where-
the secrets, or are you going to straight up lie and tell them you're their brothers? And there, at that point, there's no way, as Ned Stark's son, again, not Ned Stark's son, but being raised as Ned Stark's son,
Yeah.
John doesn't tell them.
But this is
Yes.
another problem I have with Bran. Give him some insight. Where is John? Like, why is Sam? They're not talking through the issue like everyone else. Like, Daenerys is talking through it. Tyrion's talking. Why isn't John like Sam? Like, should I say something? Like, what's going on
Yeah.
here? Like, John is just keeping it to himself, and like he should be talking to Bran, probably the smartest person in Westeros because he has the whole history. Oh,
He's not taking any counsel. It's bullshit.
Bran's just like, fuck it, do whatever you want, John. It doesn't matter. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah.
And that just makes Bran pointless even more. We learned nothing of what Bran did during the Battle of Winterfell.
Again, when Tyrion was playing that drinking game and I saw Bran sitting alone, right before he goes up and talks to Bran, I was thinking, like, Bran and Tyrion talk before the battle. Like, that has to come back and pay off sometime. And then Bran goes up and talks to Bran. Tyrion goes to talk to Bran. I'm like, it's going to pay off. And then Bran just talks about his wheelchair. And I'm like, when the fuck are we going to learn what Bran told Tyrion?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
never.
Stupid. Bran sucks. Bran's done. Bran's gonna have the worst storyline ever.
Yeah, they really ruined his story.
He's got nothing left to do.
You're
He's
right.
not wheelchairing his way down to King's Landing.
But they have ravens. You can raven some info.
All right, here we go. Next up,
Next
Yeah.
scene. It's a little one.
it's Bran and
Arya.
It's no, it's Tyrion and Jaime. They're drinking and Bronn comes in.
Oh, love this scene too.
Yeah, this is a good scene.
It is a
And
good
this is
scene.
exactly what we thought Bronn would do.
I had Jaime.
That's exactly what I thought Bronn would do. He would go, say fuck you to Cersei, take her money, if he has it right now, I don't know if he does, and then try and switch sides.
Yeah.
And you said it too, he was going to go with the winning side, and that's exactly what he said.
And
was,
again, I like how the showrunners kind of saved themselves. When at first Cersei was offering Bronn a wagon of gold, I'm like, take the money and run. There's no way Bronn stays around. We found out she's gonna give him fucking River Run. Like, okay,
that's a big
I get
ass
it.
castle.
He's gonna
Which,
go.
again, that's where the phrase...
Freys are there still. So, like, Cersei's already pledged that to somebody, so I don't know how she's going to take it on like that. But
Get out of here.
that's obviously
Bronn's
not
in town.
canon in the
Go
show.
on,
River Run
gate.
is just another unoccupied castle. I guess people just leave castles empty. Storm's End, Dragonstone, River Run. The peasants don't want to live there. They're not starving or anything. They don't care
Like,
about...
who's at
Whatever.
Harrenhal right now? No one's probably there. Like, you could give him Harrenhal, like everybody else.
So,
Bronn coming and punching Tyrion right away is great.
I thought they were going to make a reference to Tyrion not
If
having
you
a
say
nose.
one more, well,
When he's like, I don't have a
But
nose.
he's got a nose.
Yeah, in the show he has a nose. But he's like, when you broke my nose, I thought they were going to be like, you don't have a nose. You got cut off in the battle.
Nah, that
But
was
I do like
stupid.
I know what a broken nose sounds like. That was a good line too.
Yeah.
And also, this is a
And-
callback to him getting hit. There's a part when Jaime comes to the Season River Run, and they're gonna hang Edmure Frey. Jaime goes up to they're gonna hang Edmure Tully, and Jaime goes up to the Freys, and he's like, "Only an idiot makes threats they're not willing to carry out." Like if I said that I was gonna hit you if you said another word, and you continued to talk, what do you think I would do?
You
He's
gotta
like,
hit
I don't
me.
give a fuck, and he just smacks him with his golden hand. It's
Yeah.
It's the exact callback to this scene when Bronn tells
Yeah.
Tyrion just.
Tyrion's just gonna try and talk his way out of it.
And I like the next time Tyrion goes to talk, he's like, permission to speak now, while like holding his bloody nose.
Yeah.
Great scene all around.
I didn't hear him say that. That's great.
And then another thing I like is in the last season, another callback. Jaime hands Bronn a huge bag of gold. And Bronn's like, when are you going to pay me for all the service I gave you? He's like, that's a lot of money I just gave you. And he's like, yes, not a castle. And he's like, I want that one. And points to Highgarden. And Jaime's like, you don't want Highgarden. And basically tells him, I'm not going to give you Highgarden. And he comes in here, and Tyrion's like, give you Highgarden.
Yeah.
And then he shoots that arrow next to Jaime's head.
I thought he was gonna shoot him.
I thought he was shooting him, and I have Jaime for episode 4. I was like, this is it. Glow is right. Bronn's killing Jaime, and I'm getting the points, baby. And it just hit the fucking wall, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I thought I was right. I was like, yes. Because I thought, like, for sure he was going to die, and then Brienne was going to kill him. I was like, yep, that's it. That's it right there.
So, fast forward to the conversation. I thought Jaime was gonna die too. Bronn ends up leaving and says, like, figure it out. Like, I'll find you at the end. But we know very shortly numbers are going to change. Dragons are going down. Bron's going to flip sides again.
And he said, my fighting days are done, but not my killing days.
He's
like,
coming after Jaime. He might kill Jaime next episode.
He says this battle isn't as sure of a thing. If
a dragon dies.
A few Lannisters die, a few officers die, I could see Bronn
He's gonna hear that a dragon's dead and be like, well, fuck, Cersei's gonna win now. Now, he might know that Tyrion was going by ship. Like, he's probably still, like, on the lookout of these people. Jaime's just riding off by himself. Fine, I'll ride behind him and I'll kill him in the woods. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I think we're gonna have a Bronn Jaime fight.
But at this point, Jaime is going to help Cersei. So would Bronn want to kill her? Because he's there for Cersei.
But the last we heard of Cersei is, like, kill Jaime.
Yeah.
So either way, Bronn wins, kind of.
Yep.
Brienne chases down Bronn, or Jaime is following Bronn, basically. Comes up on Jaime.
Just a bunch of following.
Everyone dies, except for Brienne.
So next scene, short scene, I really like it. Hound and Arya, right?
Hound and Arya. Why? So the Hound's pretty much saying, like, I don't care about this next war. I'm going to kill my brother. Pretty much, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah, but he's going to be in the war, but he doesn't want to ride with the soldiers. He's not part of the group. He's a lone ranger. Same with Arya.
But you think he's going to be, like, back in battle formation with those guys?
Yeah, I think he'll be back with them. But he just doesn't want to be with them on the road. It's a long ride.
So in Arya, too, she's just like, well, fuck it, I'll just ride with him.
Yeah.
I think Arya's going to try to kill Cersei.
Yeah.
No
said,
doubt.
I have unfinished business.
Yeah. I don't think she'll get there. I think it'll be like Jon not getting to the Night King. It'll be like Arya's not going to get to Cersei.
So here's
but she's
the
going
thing.
to try hard.
I'm starting to think Arya is one of the only chances for Cersei now because of Cersei's plan. She's filled the Red Keep with commoners, with the peasants. So if Dany goes and kills, and what she says, I don't have to burn King's Landing. I just have to burn the Red Keep. I'm going to fly there and burn all my enemies when enemies are in the Red Keep. That's what she said last time. I don't have to burn all of King's Landing. But guess what? Now there's just people in there. And Tyrion is trying to convince her to not do it. Well, if there's peasants in there, a face in the crowd can kind of get by pretty easy.
Yeah, and I feel like Arya is pretty, like, normal looking as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she'd be able to probably get through the crowd and no one would be like, that's Arya Stark.
Like, I think the only scene with Arya and Cersei together is maybe when Cersei first arrives in Winterfell, episode, 1 or 2. And then the other one when the lady gets killed on the King's Road is when Cersei and Arya are... Besides that, I don't think they're ever together in King's Landing. Like, she might not even know what Arya looks like.
No, not at this point. Like, Arya, she's grown up a lot.
Yeah. So,
I was
I mean,
a child.
I just
it's not
really
like they have pictures that they can, like, reflect upon and be like, that's Arya Stark. Like, they have no fucking clue.
Yeah, it's not like Arya's posting on Instagram, so they know who each other are.
And I really like just the part with in this scene when the Hound is like, if I'm left for dead, are you gonna let me die again? And she's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Which I think is kind of a play to, is she going to give Hound a merciful death?
Like we talked about last episode.
I believe so.
Well, hopefully,
I believe so.
Hopefully, sword through the eye, out the back of the skull. Not very merciful, but again, it's what she said before, so I kind of want it.
All right, we go into another quick conversation, but first we see Rhaegal's broken wing and him going and flying away and sputtering, which I like. Like, it's not a graceful fly, but then he gets up and Dany's like, okay, he's cool.
Yeah.
And then it becomes Sansa and Tyrion's conversation.
Yep.
Which you can see, Sansa's like just sad. Why is she so sad about Jon being a Targaryen?
I think she feels kind of isolated. Like, she feels like Jon's loyalties are now like before, Jon's loyalties were divided, but it was because they were divided between love and family. Now they're not really family, so it's divided between love and friendship.
Do you think Jon? I feel like Jon still
They're
keeps them as
family. They're family.
I know they are, and I think Jon thinks that too. But in Sansa's mind,
well, maybe she's thinking Jon has the whole realm instead of just the North because he's a Targaryen. Now all of a sudden he might care about the whole realm. I think
we said this like every episode so far, but Sansa, this is the best thing Sansa could get. Jon rules the
it's
realm.
exactly what we've
Sansa
talked
gets,
about.
And that's what Tyrion said to Sansa. Hey,
you're
Jon's going to be warring in the North, but you're going to be the power in the North.
So I don't get why Sansa's sad, except unless she honestly thinks that this is some trouble, and Dany isn't going to maybe she thinks Jon's in trouble because Dany's a little crazy.
Yeah.
And she even says,
Or she thinks they're going to lose.
my family has done poorly in the South, or whatever
Yeah,
she said.
and I kind of feel like it's bad foreshadowing. I agree with Sansa. John, I don't know.
But again,
And he also doesn't have his direwolf. That's two bad omens.
Yeah,
come
but
on.
John hasn't had his direwolf since like episode
yeah,
1.
HBO
Since he
has
found him.
huge note. The direwolves are a fucking joke. HBO has ruined the coolest thing about this family.
Yeah.
Ruined it.
Yep.
There's no shot in hell, which is actually the next scene, is Tormund and him saying goodbye, to Ghost. That is awful.
Yeah.
One, Ghost is not that fucking big. He
Yeah,
looks
he's
like
not.
a little fucking dog.
Does. Like,
He does.
You
like-
can keep him.
you shouldn't even need to CGI a dog that big. Like, my dog is almost that big.
There's dogs that
Yeah.
are that big that look like fucking Ghosts.
You could put like a costume on Luke and my dog and just put him out there and have him play Ghost.
I don't care if it looks bad on the screen. Just make him fucking big.
It's such a fucking joke that one, he's not taking Ghost, and two, like, they really thought it'd be okay to just say, oh, we'll send him up north.
He'll be happier there.
So, obviously, we're all upset about the Ghost thing,
I'm
but
so pissed off about that.
But-
I'd rather see Ghost live. I don't want Ghost to die. He's on my team because I thought he was going to. Because I thought HBO would just ruin it that way. He's going to be alive and not fight for Jon?
yeah. I don't know, man. So here's the thing. Besides like any like last 10 minutes of the last episode recap of where all the characters are, do we see Sam, Tormund, or Ghost again?
I don't know.
Like I think
Again.
maybe we'll get like a recap, but unless like some crazy shit starts like unless we get some Night King stuff, there's really no point for us to see them. Like we shouldn't be wasting time on those characters if they're not part of the story anymore. So I don't know if we're gonna get them anymore. And I think they kind of wanted Tormund to have a really good last episode, and that's why he was like a great character. Like cheers and everybody going trying to get with Brienne. I don't think we're gonna see maybe any more Tormund again.
Any
And
more
it sucks,
Tormund,
but
any more Sam? That's wild.
I know.
Sam's been in this. Like, I can see Tormund.
I think Sam might have some
hope
small
so.
part.
I hope so.
How can we just
Dealing
say
with
goodbye
the
to him?
whole-
Like, even if he's gonna live, like, don't just say like, oh, he goes and lives happily ever after in Hornhill. Like, he's got to at least finish this thing out, Mr. Sam the Slayer and the Killer of Thens. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll be disappointed if. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that Tormund's riding north without finishing off the whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so we just saved you from the White Walkers. You're not going to help us now?
I do kind of like that the free folk, though, even with the option to be south of the wall and like live with the rest of the Seven Kingdoms,
Why
they
would
want to
you
be
not-
out in the frozen tundra. That's like what
yeah,
they
well,
want.
there's no threat there anymore. They could definitely go back to their home.
Yeah, but if
Sure,
I
you
could
know what I
choose
mean?
between
Like,
living in
they got rid of the
Winterfell
threat.
as a yeah, but Tormund could live in Winterfell as a lord, and he'd rather go live in the frozen tundra in like a straw
he
hut.
doesn't want to be a lord, but I'm surprised he's not going to finish fighting with Jon.
Mm-hmm.
You fought the Battle of the Bastards. You fought the Battle of Winterfell. All right, you're just packing it in now?
Yeah.
Because the only threat you were truly worried about is handled. So that's kind of selfish, Tormund.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Okay.
Jon not even going and petting Ghost is a fucking crime. I can't get over it.
Dude, literally, he can't, like, caress him one
Yeah, he
more
just, like,
time.
looks at him and turns
you're,
around."
you're such a good dude.
That's a fucking crime.
Yeah.
I'm going to write into HBO. I might tweet them.
Yeah,
I think we should start hounding them with tweets from them at Morning Throners.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm sure-
speaking of hounds, we missed a quote earlier. Just real quick throwaway quote when Sansa's talking to the Hound and talks about Ramsay. She's like,
Yeah.
he got what was coming to him though. She's like, I was the one to kill him, and she's like, how'd you do it? And she's like, hounds, and he just starts
Yeah.
laughing.
And he smiles,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Great.
like, ah.
Alright, now we're on the ships. Missandei holds Grey Worm's hand.
All right, let's skip the Varys Tyrion scene because it's basically the same thing as the scene later. We'll cover it when we get to that part later, and we kind of covered it already.
They have the same conversation again, don't they?
Yeah, so we'll get back to it then. What's the next
All
one after that?
Well, the dragons are flying and Rhaegal gets shot. It's like right when Daenerys smiles because he's like flying away, Rhaegal gets shot in
Did
the neck.
either of you see this coming?
No,
No.
Awesome.
I did not see it coming.
I did
Again,
not see
I thought it was
coming at all.
stupid that they were going by sea, but I didn't think that there's only like 10 enemy ships there.
Yeah. It's crazy because in my head I should be like expecting this. But in my head I'm just assuming that the showrunners are idiots and that Dragonstone's going to be unoccupied because it was the first time. But this is what should have happened. This is awesome. He gets it in the chest, and I'm like, is there any chance? First thing, I'm like, oh my god, he's dead. Second thing is like, he's on my death team. That's and we made again our midweek episode. Not many people listened to it. We made 3 major predictions each. One of mine, my first one, Kyburn pulls a trick out of the sleeve.
Yeah,
He's made some better scorpions.
They made a bunch.
Made
of
a ton of scorpions. And I said he kills a dragon. Probably not Drogon, but at least Rhaegal. Nailed it.
With the dragon dying, the one cool thing they did when he got shot in the throat, his roar was like a gurgle instead of like an actual roar. I was like, good effect, good effect,
and
guys.
when he hits the water, that fucking tidal wave like shakes the boat.
Did anyone else think that Daenerys was going to get hit?
She does a lot of pretty good acting, riding on the back of a green rodeo bull in a green room. Her eyes are like, looks like she is like about to start crying / is about to start breathing fire herself.
Yeah, I love Emilia Clarke. She's great. Yeah. I hope she's in a lot of shit going forward.
I wish she kind of did like a little fire.
So here's one thing, and I saw this in the coming in like the next episode thing. The very last scene was they showed Euron on his boat with the scorpion looking up at the clouds.
Yeah,
and you hear dragon screech.
So here, in the history of Game of Thrones, I don't know if you guys read this because it's in the history books. When Aegon the Conqueror comes, Harrenhal has just finished being created. And its walls are like 50 feet thick of solid stone. It's not like there's tunnels in it. Solid stone and like 200 feet high. Aegon marches his army to the front, and they say they're not going to let him in, and that he's not even afraid of anything. Nothing can breach his walls. Aegon takes his dragon above the clouds so that the archers on the walls can't see him, and then flies over the walls and then straight down. Dany's pulling that on the ships. She's going up, and the scorpions aren't going to be able to go straight up.
Scorpion
and she's
can't go.
She's dive bombing them.
I was wondering because they could definitely go 360. I mean, they looked like they were pretty swivel. That's the only shot.
They don't have the straight up.
That's the only shot.
Dany's dive bombing.
That's a good call. Good call.
Guaranteed. Yep. It's a callback to Aegon the Conqueror.
Does Euron die? Does Euron die right there? I'll take it. That'll be.
I hope so.
That'll be a 5 point. That'll be a 4 point.
He pulls a Tyrion. And I'll take the lead. He pulls a Tyrion who also pulled a Theon and just
jumped.
Dives.
How about the Tyrion? Tyrion getting a little John scene dancing around.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh yeah,
Peter
on the ship.
On the green screen. I love it.
That's like HBO's like favorite thing to do. It's like, all right, where are we going to put a dancing green screen?
Something crazy, and I give him a lot of props. There was a part last episode where I thought there was John dancing on a green screen. It wasn't a green screen. It was all real. The part where he's like running through and there's zombies coming through the roof and he closes the gate on them. They had like actual stuntmen jumping through breakaway boards and like attacking John.
I did see those
that was crazy,
jump through boards videos.
Dude. There was like very little green screen in that, and it looked like one of those scenes.
It did look green screen.
Let's talk about one thing. How did everybody get ashore but Missandei?
Well, no. Grey Worm tells her, he's like, get to the skiff, which is like the little rowboat. So she was gone, probably with like a small crew by herself before the battle started. But I really like this battle scene. It's short. It lasts like maybe 30 seconds.
It's realistic.
But it gave me, like, my heart was pumping. I was like, is Tyrion going to die? Like, I thought Tyrion was dead.
No, I thought Daenerys was going to die. I thought that was going to be the big spoiler, was Daenerys was dying, and I was petrified.
When Dany pulls up and flies away, and they all go to the ship, and that ship just gets riddled, that was so fucking cool, dude.
It got wrecked. That ship got wrecked.
Dude, it had like 9 bolts through it.
Right. Next scene is we get into Euron telling Cersei about the attack, and you can see how happy she is.
And somebody called it. Cersei definitely used the whole Euron thing just to like the whole baby thing.
I'm looking at her now. She's got a little bump. We talked about it last time. Like she didn't look pregnant. She's got a little bump here.
I didn't see it there.
I thought Dany looked a little bumpy when she was when she was with John. Like straight on, she still has the hourglass that like makes her look so skinny it's hard to believe. Yeah. But when she was profile, her belly looked like, I don't know, maybe they put a little padding in there or something trying to make her look a little pregnant.
Cersei's got the bump, and
Cersei let Euron know she was pregnant too.
Yeah,
and this is where we learn the thing about she's putting all the peasants in the keep. And when Euron...
Smart play.
Here's the thing that I want to point out. When Euron asks about the baby, finds out about the baby, first thing he does is looks at Qyburn. And Qyburn gives the nod. Because he's the maester, and the maester's the one who's like... the doctor, basically.
Right.
And I'm pointing that out. I'm pointing that out because...
I have a problem moving forward.
Okay, maybe this is your problem. I pointed that out because the part where Tyrion walks up on the walls at the very
Exactly.
end, and he says the baby thing to Cersei. Why? How does Euron not know immediately that it's not his
that
kid?
it's not his. Yeah.
Here's
like,
why I
Tyrion
thought,
doesn't know that they've
but
had sex.
Tyrion just talked to one person.
What do you mean?
Qyburn. Him and
No,
Qyburn just talked. So in my head, I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
But
Euron should know.
Qyburn wouldn't tell in that conversation that they had there.
In that situation,
but
no.
Euron,
Cersei's.
I'm saying Euron could have the hint of doubt because how does Tyrion know this? The only people who know this are me, Cersei, and Qyburn. Oh, he did just talk to Qyburn. It's unlikely, but there's the hint of doubt. Because I thought if Tyrion mentions the baby, I was like, Euron might just push her
Yeah.
because he knows it's not hers and she's dead.
Right.
But then I thought, okay,
that's
the
like
Qyburn...
one thing. Like, I'm surprised they didn't take a shot at Euron's face. Like, wait, what the fuck? He knows you're pregnant?
Yeah, I think they were. I think
Because
the
I feel
whole
like
Qyburn
that's something
thing-
that they like. People don't want to know. Like, that's a bastard child.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be good.
and I don't even know if I don't know if the showrunners made it Qyburn on purpose so that is seamless. But I'm okay with that little misstep because it could make sense because Tyrion just talked to Qyburn.
Okay. All right. So we go into Daenerys saying that like I'm gonna just go burn the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
And Varys is like, please don't. Which honestly, other than having to rebuild the city, what do you really lose?
What do you mean?
Millions of
All
people,
the people.
and the support of everyone else.
All right, you still got other people. Like we'll repopulate. Honestly, you need to win the war. It's like bombing a city. Like.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's exactly what it's comparing it to. They're like, when is it okay? George R. R. Martin.
I don't think it's ever okay.
George R. R. Martin,
I
as a
mean,
writer, is very anti-war, and that's like a main thing throughout his books. I don't know if the show's trying to go the same way, but that is like
Yeah.
a main thing. If you have nuclear bombs, which is what basically dragons are, when is it okay to use them?
Right. And it's like she
how
wants to
bad-
say, like, why isn't she sending word through the little spiders or little birds, like, look, you peasants, get out of King's Landing.
Yeah.
I'm coming to burn this thing to the ground. Get out of there, and we'll find you a place to live. That's something that she could do.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I mean, I don't know how many little birds Varys has in King's Landing anymore.
Either way, yeah, maybe it'll be a little bit different. Maybe it's someone, like, just screaming, like, word will get in, I think. Maybe not. But again, at some point, you've got to go.
I'm surprised there's not like one peasant who's thinking like, Cersei never let anybody into the Red Keep. And now that there's dragons threatening to burn it, she's letting everyone in? Maybe we're like her body shield.
And again, there's 14 million people in King's Landing, or it's like
I
an
think it's a
absurd
mil- I
amount.
I think it's 1 million.
1 million? Okay. They could overtake Cersei's guard.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I was thinking this.
They bring that up in the episode. The people have risen against the queen before.
Dany, when she takes cities, she's like, hey, Grey Worm, go into these cities, tell all the slaves we're about to attack. We're not going to win this fight on our own. If you want to be free, you got to fight for your freedom.
Right.
Pull the same thing. Be like, hey, Cersei sucks. You know she sucks. She blew up the Sept. She doesn't feed you. We're going to try and make things better. You got to be on our side here.
Yeah.
That's what they were instructing to her for, like, sieging the building. And maybe that's what Cersei's trying to provoke not happening by killing Missandei. Like, yo, attack us and ruin the faith of the people.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yep. Well, one thing, I do like the throwback that Varys says, like, you once told me that if I ever thought you were misleading the people, you want me to look you in the eye instead of going behind your back. This is me looking you in the eye. And she basically says, I don't give a fuck. And what do you think Varys going to do? Like, you're forcing his hand. He told her day one, I'm here for what I think is best for the people, not for who I think is the right ruler. And
But I think she kind of agree. Like, she says, like, I'm going to do what I need to do, but I see where you're coming from, and she doesn't go
I
burn
think
it down.
Jeff is right there. I think she doesn't want to burn it down. She wants to limit the amount of people
And
they
here's
kill.
the thing. I'm going to, for people who I think, because Hickey and my brother didn't understand this when we watched it. The reason Dany shows up like she does to see Cersei is what she says at the end of that scene. She says, we're going to prove that we're not the ones who are willing to kill innocents, that Cersei is the one who's killing innocents and we're the ones saving the innocents. So she basically goes knowing that Cersei's going to do something.
You're gonna kill me. She knew she wasn't going to see Missandei.
She's basically letting Cersei throw the first punch so that it's a retaliation instead of an attack.
Right.
So I like that, and I thought if it was Tyrion, it might have even been a better retaliation.
Right, I'd agree. Like honestly, Missandei has nothing to anyone in King's Landing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if when they hear about that, they're like, "Oh wow, she like what bathed her?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there anybody? Is there any scenes in between the war scene and this besides? Oh, the Jamie scene.
So
And the Varys
Tyrion
one.
and Varys
Okay,
are
so
talking
we'll talk
right
about this now.
So
We
we
kinda-
get into
We've kind of been talking about it, and we're going long, so we'll keep it short. But it's a tricky situation here.
But here's where I don't understand Varys' real allegiance, like to the realm. What do you mean? Like we know Varys is playing the game from across the sea a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like, does he really care about the realm, or does he just want to live? Is he trying to be like a little bit of Bronn and just pick the winning side?
I don't know, man. I think that's.
I
part
don't
of it.
understand his obsession with the realm.
It doesn't
I don't know why he
make
loves
sense
it.
why he'd just be like, oh no, I don't have allegiance to a king. It's because you want to always be on the winning side. That's exactly what he's saying.
Well, Tyrion says it. Well, I get what Varys is saying. He's like, I always want to help the realm. I want the world to be the best it can. He's literally there. I feel like he's one of the most genuine people in the show. He just wants.
I
the
don't
best
think
for
that's
the-
a
for
genuine.
Westeros.
I don't think that's a genuine thought. I think he can play it that it's a genuine thought,
But-
and people think it's a genuine thought.
I think you're right. I think sometimes he just picks winning sides, but I think he does it because he knows if I'm going to help the realm, I'm going to live. I can't just back the wrong side and die because then I'm dead and I'm not going to be able to do anything further. So I think if it means taking a bad side, if it's going to win, to let him live and maybe make some future changes. He's not honorable, but I think he has good intentions. And the one thing is, they bring it up again, like, why don't we just marry him? And they say the whole North isn't going to be cool with it. I think it's worth a shot. At least bring it up to Dany.
Honestly, this realm is so fucked up, it's not that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, we just fought Ice Dragons. Why not let that happen?
It's not that big of a fucking deal. It's been done in the history. 2, Jaime and Cersei have pretty been like, yeah, we've been banging each other the whole time. We're okay.
They've never admitted that the kids are.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Bastards.
Everyone knows. Everybody knows. Like, Sansa's called him out like, oh, he was a bastard.
Yeah.
I forget when that was, but it's known.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. Like, they should be married. But Varys is pretty quick to pull in the trigger on Jon Snow. I can feel it.
Well, Jon Snow. The thing is, but to your point, that Jon Snow is not the winning side. Jon Snow is in no better position than Dany, potentially worse because he has what Dany has, minus Unsullied, Dothraki, and Dragon.
Right, but I think
Yeah, but he can rally people behind him.
from the point of, oh, I'm behind the realm will be behind Jon Snow, and that'll be the win at the end.
Kind of like what Dany said, how I've seen that look. People have looked at me like that all my life, but never in this country.
Yes.
I gotcha. All right, so then I think one of the best things HBO did this season with Jaime, when we go back to Winterfell, right?
Yeah. I'm fast forwarding. It's Jaime hearing Sansa and Brienne talk.
Yep.
And then hits him at the foot of the bed.
And Sansa's a bitch, but I love this line that he gives to Cersei, or that he gives to Jaime. When Bran tells Jaime, she sees in his eyes not happiness, but oh fuck, I need to go save Cersei. Like,
Yeah.
and she says, I wish I could be there when I see the fucking person that you love most die. And if Sansa doesn't say that, I'm not saying Jaime stays, but maybe Jaime stays.
I think the next scene with Jaime and Bran, one, it's really weird that Jaime's going back to Cersei now. Like, I just don't understand.
Really weird. I don't like
I
it.
don't understand.
I don't like it at all.
I
really like
understand it in his character. Like, that's definitely what he does. He goes back to Cersei. It just doesn't make sense now where he fits.
I don't
Like,
know,
she's
man.
not letting him through the gates.
I don't know.
He's gonna die before he reaches her.
It's his
or
kid.
she's gonna kill him.
It's his kid.
Cersei doesn't want anyone to know that.
I don't think she cares. She said before she wants him. I honestly think if Jaime shows up and Cersei thinks she can have him back,
She's gonna tell Euron the
Mountains.
truth?
No, doesn't tell Euron shit. Mountain kills Euron in his sleep or
Euron's
something.
dead. Anyway.
Euron's
not living.
Euron is dead from Cersei if Jaime shows up.
Yeah, probably.
Euron is there because he's helpful. I said this when she first has sex with him, and he's like, wars take forever. She's not sleeping with him because she's actually going to sleep with him. She sleeps with him because she knows if she doesn't now, he's gone. He's not helping
That's
her.
true. That's a good point.
One thing I thought that was going to happen, which would have, when Jamie tells her, like, I'm terrible too, I thought he was killing her right there.
I thought she was going to kill him. And again, second hope for Jamie death this episode. After Braun, I was like, it's Bran. She was wearing a bedrobe, so I was like, she probably doesn't have a sword on her. But I was like, pull out a dagger. Just give him one.
I thought Jamie was...
Why would she kill him, though? She loves him.
No, I thought...
No chance
I
she
thought
was killing
Jamie
him.
was going to kill her. To
I don't think that either.
Just moving on from my other love affair, like, I'm going back to Cersei. Like, slice.
I really like it.
I hate that he has such a regression here. Like he was turning a new leaf, becoming a good
I
guy,
knew
and then all
he
of a
was
sudden
turning-
they just fucking shot him down.
I said this last podcast, or 2 podcasts ago. What's Jamie going to do? He was going to turn cloak and go back to Cersei.
I really like this because, Glow, I see where you're coming from, but it's not like Jamie pushes Bran out the window, and then from then on, he's on a redemption arc. It's not like he gets captured by Robb, and from then on, he's with Brienne. He has a little bit of redemption arc. He gets back to King's Landing, but then he rapes Cersei on at Joffrey's tomb.
At the pyre.
At the pyre. Like, he's right back to doing shitty shit as soon as Brienne's gone. Brienne is what's keeping him good almost.
Good.
And he has it. Like, he's just got it, and it's like he knows he can be happy. He doesn't have to do this. He can just stay with Brienne forever. But also, I don't even know if it's full for Cersei. Sansa basically tells Jaime, Daenerys is going to take a dragon, fly to the Red Keep, and roast the mother of your unborn child with your unborn child in her alive. Like, if you don't go stop it. Regardless as if you care about that woman, it's your unborn child. And he knows it. He's not staying, I don't even think that Jaime is full admitting I'm bad. I just think that he doesn't want to tell Brienne, I'm going back for my kid.
Yeah.
I think he's...
That's true,
I think
too.
he's going
That's
back
I
for his
mean,
kid.
he's really never... He's had 3. He hasn't been a father to any of them. Maybe it's like, this is my last shot.
He had that moment with Marcella.
The one moment.
And
but he was
Marcella-
never a father to them.
And Marcella says, I've always known... He's like, I'm glad you're my father. And she's dead.
Right.
Something
but
like
she
that would
never-
make you want to turn around in a situation like this.
And now be a father to...
And now be a father.
Yeah.
Especially now that...
That makes
now
sense.
that everything he has, all he had before was he never wanted kids. He just wanted to be the greatest swordsman and be with Cersei. That's up.
Yeah.
He can never do it. He doesn't have a hand.
Yeah.
He's nothing now. He realized without a hand he can still be a father to Marcella, but without a kid he can't. And I don't know. Maybe you can. I guess it's the whole forget it, just have a kid with Brienne and move on. But still, you can't just let your kid get roasted alive by Dany.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, I agree
He
with
does
that.
not make it out alive.
No.
He's dead. You got 1 point coming your way. Too bad it wasn't this episode, Nels, but you got 1 point coming your way. He's dead.
I really
he's
like
dying.
that. I would have been cool if he would have stayed with Brienne. I really would have liked that too. But I really like how all of a sudden I'm all aboard. I'm like, yes, Jaime, finally. You're not an asshole. This is it. You're finally going to settle down. And then also at the same time, he's faced with the ultimate ultimatum. Like, can you let your kid go die? Because I think
But it's not like he's gonna make it there.
I
in
think
time.
before that point, he's thinking Cersei's going to get captured. We're going to win. Cersei's going to get captured. And before they execute her, she's going to tell him she's pregnant. Once she gives birth, then they're going to execute her. I think Jaime doesn't think that...
Episode 6.
I don't think Jaime thinks his kid is at risk if it's an execution. Because nobody's going to execute a pregnant woman. But when he hears that Dany's going to go...
Why would they let Cersei's spawn come into the world?
I
They
feel
would
like...
definitely... No, in medieval time, they are killing...
John would not let that
John's
happen.
not killing innocent babies. What's Ned all about?
It's an unborn baby.
So?
So you're going to just let Cersei live till she has the baby and then kill her and then just raise
I
the
guess-
baby?
I guess
How
if-
do you raise that baby? Oh, we killed your mom, but it's okay. You're with us now.
I mean, I'm kind of comparing John to Ned. The Targaryens...
Daenerys
Robert
was
wanted...
alive. She was alive.
But
What?
even the Mountain smashed those kids against the wall. Robert was cool with that. Ned was not. Those kids were like infants, alive. But, but-
alive.
dude, I don't know.
She's barely pregnant. If it was like big belly pregnant,
Well, we don't know what stage she's gonna be in at that point. But I'm saying we're getting into a
if
little
it's
bit of like
HBO, If it's HBO, John's gonna be knocking on the door in a day.
We're like getting a little political by like dancing around like abortion talk by not really talking about abortion here.
I don't want. I'm not going.
So
down
let's
that.
not go into that. Let's just keep moving on. But,
I'm not going down that.
but I'm just throwing that out there. All right. So what's after Jamie? Is it just next to the scene?
We're at the wall.
We're at the wall.
We're at the wall of King's Landing.
All right, and we've been talking about this the entire time, but
Which is really weird. Again, I said it. I don't know if I said it on air ever. That Cersei is just always rocking Lannister. Like, she's just like cut ties with her being Robert's wife.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? That's
Oh,
that's
100%.
like the weirdest thing.
it is kind of weird.
Except for the one time she did rock all black.
Well,
which-
she was in mourning.
Right.
For Tom.
But even like she's
Oh,
never been called
forgot about
Cersei Baratheon. She's never like ever like been
Even,
like,
like,
oh no,
episode
my
1.
colors are green. Yeah, she's always been Cersei Lannister.
When she shows up with Robert alive, they're like, the Lannister lady's coming.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It never.
The Lannister
Like,
bitch.
right now, your only tie to the throne, other than it's the fact that you have the strength and you can just say, like, no, I'm not leaving,
Yeah,
is that you are Robert's wife.
yeah.
She doesn't even have anything,
No claim.
any green, any stag. It could be like a little stag,
Yeah.
nothing. And I think that's really wild. But that's besides the point. We come up, I think it's really stupid that Dany's this close. They could have shot a, like,
I don't think they're an arrow shot.
They
They're
are
in that fucking
100
scorpion shot.
they are 100% an arrow
I
shot.
think I agree with Jeff on this one.
Tyrion walks like 30 midget steps to get to Qyburn.
I think the intention is for them to not be an arrow shot, but from the views we got, they're 100% an arrow shot. Especially,
Yeah.
and Drogon is 100%
Scorpion.
in Scorpion range.
Yes.
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 Uh,
Yes.
so
I
a
agree
little
with
weird,
that.
but
I understand. Yeah, I understand the image. Of that,
the
like,
necessity
you
to have the
you
characters
can't shoot
closer
us,
together.
But no, they can get shot right now. Like if you go back and put a screenshot on, you could see there's a shot of like the back of Daenerys' head. You can like make out the color of Cersei's eyes being green. They're that close.
Dude, also, I said this in the last podcast we did, the halfway through the season one. Cersei's eyes get referenced as pools of wildfire a lot in the books. Her eyes looked like wildfire in this episode. And they were like
Yeah.
really watery and like glistening. Maybe that had part of it, but they were like freaking green as shit.
I'm gonna have to check that out right now.
I really like this scene.
It's a good scene.
I
thought Tyrion was gonna die.
I like when.
So did I.
So the first thing when that earlier scene with Cersei, she says to Qyburn like, just open the gates or something. Like she'll have to kill innocents, right? She says something
Yeah.
like that. I thought that she was gonna just open the gates now and like let Dany with her like 12 unsullied march. Like she didn't have her army. She
and
had
they're
like
gonna have a conversation.
she had like a personal guard. Like I had no idea
Yeah.
what the plan was here until Qyburn starts walking out.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of the scene where Dany's at Marine. I don't remember exactly how it goes down in the
when
show.
they send out the champion.
But in the books, strong Belwas.
Yeah,
kills
and
him.
in the show, it's Dario
Oh, Dario.
throws.
Gotcha.
He just throws the dagger.
Oh, and the horses
hits,
die.
hits the and
Gotcha.
then kills the guy.
Yeah, this scene kind of reminded me of that. They're like both standing out the wall, and they send somebody out, and then they send somebody out. So Tyrion goes, talks to Qyburn, hand v hand.
Yeah, I love
Yep.
that Tyrion walks like they're mid conversation, and he just walks right by.
He's
him.
like, this is going nowhere.
"Fuck you, Qyburn."
Well,
Like,
Qyburn
I'm
kinda-
going to.
Qyburn kind of forces his hand. Tyrion's like, come on, do this, and he's like, I can't. Qyburn's like,
But why would Qyburn? Like Qyburn would have to think that they were going to lose. Like they're talking like it's imminent that Cersei's going to lose.
no, I'm just saying Qyburn literally has no authority to agree to anything Tyrion
Right.
says. And he says, he's like, I'm her mouthpiece. I can't make decisions for her. And Tyrion's
Right.
like, you're right. I'm talking to the wrong person, and just walks.
But
right
even
by.
if
But
even if Qyburn thought that Cersei was going to lose, he'd be like, "All right, yeah, like what can I do to help you?" Like he could be pretty ratty here,
yeah. So
and he's not because he thinks they're going to win.
potential conversation that could have gone down that makes Euron not skeptical is they meet and Qyburn's like our queen knows that if she surrenders she will never have her life and that she and her newborn baby will be killed, right? And then maybe Euron's thinking that is what is being said so that when this conversation happens later and Tyrion brings up the baby, I'm just trying to say maybe it makes sense. I'm trying to help out the show the writers here.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that we saw Qyburn in this episode means he's dead. He's not making it.
He might.
He's gonna die.
He can make it.
Nah, he's dying. I hope he dies.
Here's the thing. I think the losing side, I think Cersei's gonna lose. I don't think anybody's left. I think they kill them all.
All the bad guys.
All the
Cersei,
bad
Mountain,
guys.
Euron.
Cersei,
Yeah.
Mountain, Euron,
Yeah.
Qyburn. None of them are left.
So I don't know what else we gotta say. We kind of talked about it. We get Cersei puts her hand up for the arrows at Tyrion. When she closes her fist, I thought like that meant fire, and I thought Tyrion was dead.
Hold.
You guys are saying that the forward is the arrows. Next thing, Cersei goes up and grabs Missandei's
Missandei.
arm. Says, "If you have any last words, now's the time." What do you think about?
Why didn't Missandei just grip her up and fall off the fucking edge? That's all I was thinking. Like, yo, just grab her and run off
take
the
her
edge.
with
That's
you.
all you gotta That's all you gotta
I didn't
fucking
think
do.
on that. It's a good call.
That is a good point. People.
I was thinking that the whole fucking time. I was like, dude, just clinch on and fall off.
That's a good call.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, what do you think about the last words, Glow?
Ducatus. So that literally just puts her into her down spiral. Daenerys. She's turning Mad Queen.
She's roasting the Red Keep. There's nothing Varys can do, nothing Tyrion can do. Nobody's gonna stop this. I was really surprised Grey Worm didn't. I don't have Grey Worm to die, and I said when they had that conversation about Return to
I
Knoth,
do.
Grey Worm would live,
do.
Missandei would die, and he would take her bones back at the end or something like that. I think it's gonna happen. But when she died
Grey
like
Worm's
that,
gonna die. Grey Worm is going to kill himself. If
I thought
not,
he was rushing and getting peppered by arrows as soon as
that'd be stupid. You can see he's like almost gonna like vomit.
He like couldn't look.
When-
As soon as like the swipe happens, he like turns away and his
Yeah.
face starts shaking.
He looks like he's
Yeah, it was
gonna
good
vomit.
acting. Good acting by that guy.
And Dany too. She turns around and again she gets that look in her eyes like when Rhaegal died,
She's
and
pissed.
They're fucked.
I still think.
And it pans on Tyrion's face, and he's like, "Oh fuck, this is not good."
I still think Daenerys has enough control. I know there's a little bit of like, oh, she's gonna be Mad Queen. She's gonna go a little bit mad here, but she's gonna teeter the line. If she goes full Mad Queen, then all they have to do, then they have to kill her at the end.
I don't know how she, even if she wanted to roast the Red Keep with Drogon, I don't know how
She's
she
not
could with all their
going to.
scorpions.
Yeah. Again, it'd have to be straight down.
I don't know how Drogon can be helpful in this battle at all. They've taken him out.
You got to be really careful with him.
They've taken him
You got
out.
to be really careful.
Cersei is in a great spot right now, and she's just playing prevent. She's up like 4
No
touchdowns,
doubt.
just playing prevent with
No
like 3
doubt.
minutes left.
It's and again, they're gonna lose. Something's gonna happen. I don't know. If they don't lose, then it's a crazy fucking show. You know what I mean?
It's a crazy
It's
show.
That just changes everything.
I
that
really
I've ever thought
hope
about
that if the thing that saves Dany here is a mysterious Dornish army, I will hate this show forever.
I think the Dornish.
You have
will
to
show
never.
Up.
You cannot bring the Dornish up again. If they bring up,
I don't know why you can't bring up the Dornish.
There's gonna be-
Why
you
can't
can't
they
bring up the Dornish. You fucked it. You
Why?
fucked it so much. You fucked their
Because
storyline.
There's still an army. There's still an army. Just because they fucked up the storyline doesn't mean there's a whole fucking state
Yeah.
that's disregarded.
I mean, it would make sense that the Dornish would declare for Dany.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they did, and again, so okay, Glow's 100% right. In show speak, there is still an army for the Dornish because when the Sand Snakes get captured, Yara Greyjoy is taking them from Dragonstone to Dorne to pick up their army, but they get captured on the way to Dorne. So their army is still all in Dorne. So there's a big Dornish army, but I just like they fucked it so bad. I never want to hear the word Martell in the show again. I never want to hear the word Dorne. They should start talking about the Six Kingdoms. Leave it out. Pretend it never existed.
I just saw a great tweet of Ned Stark, and it was the only person who can keep a secret in the Seven Kingdoms. That's the truest statement ever.
Even John, man.
All right, let's raise our glass to Missandei.
And
Sunday, I
Rhaegal.
just finished my beer
So
for
did
you.
I. I'm not too worried about Rhaegal. I think he was kind of a waste of a dragon anyway. They should have.
Oh, we didn't bring this up though. What's the repercussion for Sansa for telling, for releasing
John's
the secret?
pissed.
Yeah, but John's not near Sansa.
Nobody's near anyone, and they're there the next day. So stop saying that bullshit. oh, it's a fortnight. They'll be there. If John wanted to turn around, he'd be at Winterfell tomorrow. Sansa would be like getting a bath
Jeff,
from...
what do you want? Do you want us to get 40 minutes of King's Road travel scenes with John?
Yes.
We don't have time for that. We have 2 hours left in this show total ever. Get him there. I don't care. Maybe John sends an angry raven. Sad face. Disappointed in you, Sansa. I don't know.
All emojis.
Yeah,
I
a bunch of
love
emojis.
Danny. I love Danny. Heart, heart, heart.
Yeah. I don't know. Overall, great episode. Definitely going to watch it again.
Definitely a good episode. The only real problems I have with it is that Ghost is worthless.
Yeah, they fucked Ghost. I almost would have wished they didn't bring him up at all in this season.
They should have killed him.
Like they did last season. Just, kill him in episode. You don't even have to kill him on screen. Just don't show him ever again after last episode.
Put a white dog on the fire and burn him.
One thing about Ghost, he did look pretty cool.
He fucked up. He lost an ear.
He lost an ear. He had scratches all over him.
I just don't understand how
he also
they could say
made a
goodbye to
noise
him.
in this episode, and I was kind of pissed at that.
Well,
too.
we know Ghost was not capable of doing any real damage to the whites, but he put in an effort. You can tell by his scars. So
I don't like that
props
we're
for
just
Ghost.
saying goodbye to him. I think I'm gonna log on to Twitter right now and just say like HBO, you fucked up.
Who's the coolest book or wolf in the show? There's a one answer, and it's not Ghost. It's Grey Worm.
I mean, Grey Worm.
Grey Wind. Grey Wind.
Grey Wind.
I mean,
yeah.
Grey Wind.
Grey Wind is though.
But again, we got like one scene of Grey Wind.
I don't know. He goes up to. He
Seriously.
bites off fucking what's his face's fingers. He goes up to
yeah.
When he
Jamie.
comes up into Jamie, that's cool.
We get some
But-
cool Grey
but
Wind.
we got
the
like
part when the
2 scenes
Lannister
of
soldiers
Grey
are
Wind.
like pissing, and the one guy's like, "What's that?" And then he like farts and
Yeah,
scares the other
and
one.
he-
And Grey
and he
Wind
hops-
comes in. Dude, Grey Wind is the best
Grey
ghost.
Wind-
None of the
Grey
other
Wind-
wolves do anything in the
But
show.
here's the thing. Grey Wind did that. Why can't fucking Ghost be doing that shit now? How much money did that cost you to have Grey Wind jump over the fucking bush?
Literally, it was just a blur. They didn't show anything. It was just a blur. Just have Ghost do that a bunch of times.
Ghost isn't. It's not like Ghost is a fucking mammoth of a wolf walking around. He looks like a fucking dog.
Well, he should be.
He should be huge.
All right.
He's a fucking dog.
All right. I feel like
He was the biggest of them,
I feel like
wasn't
half
he?
of this episode is.
He was a run of the
I feel like
litter.
half
but-
of this 2-hour episode is us complaining about Ghost. So, a lot
I'm
of
really upset about this.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a good episode, guys. Good podcast.
Good talk.
Definitely a long one. If anybody made it to this point, leave a like and a comment. Let us know. You're definitely one of our favorite listeners. To anybody who doesn't know, we just made it to Spotify. We'll probably be going to Google Play and SoundCloud and all that stuff you like soon. You'll be able to find us on YouTube, but because it takes us a little bit longer to get those out, we'll be on Spotify when you wake up tomorrow morning. That's Monday morning after the episode. YouTube probably by Monday night, Tuesday morning. Thanks everyone for listening. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify and tweet us any questions you have, and we'll talk about them in the next episode.
See you, everybody.
The night is dark and full of terrors, everyone.